great.
Good. Thanks so much for setting me up to come and see this awesome fair that's happening outside the organic grocery store here.
Sweet.
It's a random thing. I never would have imagined. I expected to kind of come to see where you make your great kombucha, and now this unexpected opportunity has turned into, like, I don't know, 10 interviews?
Yay!
Yeah, so thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
now, tell me a little bit about the story of what made you come up with Kombucha and why here in Bend?
So my business partner and I met playing tennis, and I lost my job about 3 weeks later. And her mom's been drinking kombucha since 1995.
Yeah.
And hasn't been sick in like a day since 1995, and it was very intriguing, and I've always been into health and natural things, and so we started talking, and we decided we were going to try a kombucha business along with hydroponics, because we wanted to bring greens into Bend, and we wanted to bring natural foods into Bend somehow. And there's no greens in Bend because we live in the, there's a very short growing season, so in the winter there's no greens. So we started brewing kombucha, and our biggest goal were two things: were to make it more affordable because it's super expensive, and to make it more palatable because it's super vinegary. Most of the stuff on the shelf is really strong, so we wanted to make
I'm one of the lucky people that just, like, that's my favorite flavor ever.
What is?
Vinegar.
Yeah.
That acidic flavor is the thing I love, but there are tons of people who it's not. But literally, I could eat that on everything. Like vinegary flavor on everything.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
But like 99% of the population can't. And so nobody likes kombucha. It's crazy.
She just called me an oddball. She just totally called me an oddball, and I love it.
Look, case in point. Do I need to say anything more? Interview done.
Yeah, so you're local from Bend.
No, I'm from Pennsylvania. I just
Okay.
moved here like just shy of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And same with my business partner. She's from Wisconsin.
Yes.
And she just moved here a couple years ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what brought you to Bend specifically? I mean, what attracts people to this place, sort of, for lack of a better word, out in the middle of nowhere, as far as Oregon is concerned?
there's so much to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like the outdoors, there's nothing but everything to do here. The only thing that's missing is the ocean. What brought us here, we were whitewater rafting, and there's an outward bound school here, so our kids go to Realms, which is a outward bound school in Bend, and that's what brought us here. We got accepted, and we just took a chance and grabbed a U-Haul and headed out west.
Nice.
Not
Nice.
knowing one person in the town.
So tell me about your inspiration. Yeah, you heard about your partner's mother drinking kombucha, and then what was the evolution to start the business? I mean, was it just you decided you got? Isn't it you take some kind of fermentation and then you grow that, and
Yeah.
isn't that how it's made? I've only read a story about it on a magazine.
Well, it's the whole thing about health, right? I mean, we're both into health. We both do health type things. I have an organic salve soap company, and everything's about health. I'm a yoga teacher, and Michelle does nutrition, and we're just all about promoting health and teaching people how to be healthier. So that's kind of what spawned kombucha and hydroponics. So we started the kombucha, and the kombucha got so busy that no time for hydroponics. We started out with one. It's called a SCOBY. So it's a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast. It is not a mushroom. However, it is in the fungus family. That's why people call it a mushroom, right? So what you do is you take a pot of tea and you make it super sweet, like so sweet that you can't drink it. And you put this SCOBY, which looks like a shiny pancake, into the tea, and you let it sit at like 80 degrees or so for a week or 2 or 3. And then what ends up is the SCOBY gets bigger because it eats all the sugar, and it leaves the bubbly fermented tea in its place.
Oh wow. And then that SCOBY then makes more, or how do you?
It keeps growing, right? So it keeps growing, and then eventually it splits, and you split it in half, and then you can put one into another pot, and so on and so on. So we started with one, and then 3 weeks later, 1 makes 2. 3 weeks later, 2 makes 4. 4 makes 8.
Wow.
And 256 is when we grew out of Michelle's kitchen and had to get a proper space to do it because we were done. 256 gallon glass jars.
Yeah. Wow.
And we sold out of kombucha the first 4 months we were in business. We sold out every week. We could not keep up with the demand. And
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
What
it's
a beautiful story. Yeah. All right. So if you're going to tell someone the number one reason why they should drink kombucha, what would it be?
it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
number one.
And how much should they drink? I mean, what's okay? What's the amount?
A glass,
Yeah.
8, 12, 16 ounces is great.
Yeah.
And it does, I mean, it makes you feel good, but it does lots of things. Like it balances out your system and it's live, so it's got all the probiotics and B vitamins, and it's a natural energy boost, and it just makes you feel good. It helps your digestion.
Sure.
Lots and lots of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Detoxifier.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm super psyched to be here in Bend. I'm super psyched to have had a chance to chat with you and to have gotten such a random sort of meeting in the sense that calling you and then getting set up on this fair. And I see you have one more thing you want to say.
There's one more thing I want to say, because I know you're all about sustainability, right?
Yes.
So the biggest thing we did, our kombucha is different than others, is we offer it on tap, and then we offer growlers. And so the way we make it cheaper is that people can actually buy it in bulk, and so they can go to one of 20 stores in town that has a keg, and they bring their growler in and they refill it, and that's how they get their kombucha. And this is worth 5 bottles. They get it for, say, $10, so it's $2 a bottle versus the little bottles are like almost $4.
Yeah.
And so it's reduce, reuse, recycle. It's all about everything we do. Everybody local. We buy everything local. Everybody's helped us locally. Nature's, they're the first grocery store that took us. The local homebrew shop taught us how to carbonate. One of the breweries, Silverman Brewery, gave us growlers for the first time at their cost because we couldn't afford to bring it into Bend, and so on and so on.
It's fantastic.
It's good stuff.